Hey. Hey, Gigi. Come here, Gigi. I got a roof full of peanuts here because, you can't see. I threw peanuts all over the roof because I was hoping that little squirrel would come back today. Here's one of the little squirrel chasers here. Gigi. Hey, Gigi. Gigi. Yeah, he's decided he's not going to talk to me. Hey, speaking of eating, look what I got on. My cookie shirt. My Cookie Monster shirt. See, this is where the cookies go. Right there. When I eat the cookies. Which I ain't supposed to eat because, I got diabetes. Hey, I got different ones who've asked me on YouTube here stuff about, how they can serve the Lord. They've been away from the Lord for some time, and here's my best answer. It's Jerry Seinfeld, he remember when he made his TV show? Sort of hate to promote the guy. It was a funny show, of course, but there's a lot of junk there on that show. It's too bad, for the junk. But I like the concept of his show. Remember back in the early days, they were making a show about how I would come up with a show, and it was like, what's the show about? Nothing. Well, that's kind of like what I was going to say about, what should you do for the Lord? Nothing. What? Nothing? That doesn't make sense. And that's true. You think God needs your help? I don't think so. You think Jesus needed that kid's lunch? 5 loaves, 2 fishes? You think he needed that? No. So why do you use it then? Well, it's because he wondered if anybody was willing, and that little kid was willing, and so that's what he used. He used his willingness more than he used that stuff. Jesus could have just made those fish and those loaves appear out of nowhere. In fact, he did. He didn't, really multiply those necessarily. He just made them appear. Just like the oil in the cruse, and back in the days of Elijah, or the barrel, or the cruse, I can't remember. And just like there was other instances, the same kind of thing. Jesus said to Peter, go out and cast your hook into the water, and then he brought up a fish, Peter did, and there was a coin in its mouth. Well, Jesus could have just as soon said, hey, Peter, look in your hand. Oh, hey. But that's not the way he did it. He wanted to see if Peter was willing to go out and do what he said. Haman, go dip yourself 7 times in the Jordan. Did he really have to do that? God just wanted to see if he was willing. Abraham, did he really want him to offer Isaac? Just wanted to see if he was willing. Quite often folks want to serve the Lord so much that they go out and they do things before asking the Lord. David did that. Saul did that. That's how Saul got his kingdom yanked from him, because he wouldn't inquire of the Lord. David would always inquire of the Lord, except a couple occasions. David didn't ask the Lord, and sure enough, that was the point where he messed up. So it says in the Bible many places that we're supposed to wait on the Lord. And one of the places is Psalm 37:7. It says, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. That's easy to do too. We watch others. It says in the Bible that we are not to compare ourselves with others. It says comparing themselves with themselves. They do or something like that. Or we're unwise when we compare ourselves with ourselves. We are to compare ourselves to the Holy God, but we're also just to wait. Wait. God will give you something to do. He wants to see if you're willing, and he'll give you something to do, sure enough, if you want, but wait. Don't mess it up. Don't just jump in with both feet, because then if you do that, you're no doubt looking forward to a discouragement. And you're going to maybe regress further back than you were in the first place. So wait on the Lord. Rest patiently in Him. Seek the Lord with all your heart. Ask the Lord for guidance. He'll certainly answer you. If any man lack wisdom, let him ask of God that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not. Doesn't give a hard time to you. You know, if you ask people stuff here on YouTube, they'll sure enough give you a hard time. Even when you're not asking them for anything. You just bring something up. People come along and say, oh yeah, well this is what I think. It also says, if a son asks his father for bread, will he give him a stone? If he asks for a fish, will he give him a serpent? God's not going to give you a junk. Ask the Lord for help. He certainly will.